every comedian I meet, I'm like,
yeah, dude.
you don't have any mental problems? And they're like, no, I'm perfectly fine. I'm like, okay.
No, I do that. Like, looking back at my childhood, I'm like, oh my God, it was all there. I would watch one thing 1,000 times in a row instead of switching to different things. And then when I played sports games, I would never play the actual game. I would just simulate the whole season so I could just read the number. I'd be up till 4 a.m. just reading numbers. And like adding and subtracting shit in my head.
Yeah, I'm so dead. Yeah, so for me, I was talking to this guy and he was like, yeah, you seem a little neurodivergent to me. And I was very offended. But the story I had just told him, I was like, yeah, I really don't connect with people like that. I connect more with animals. It's been like that my whole life. I just used to have these rabbits, like 76 at one point. I named all of them. And I would just come home from school because people would be like, you're weird. They just always called me weird. So I would go home and I'd play with my rabbits where I felt normal. I was like, oh, okay.
My guest today, Delisia Nicholas.
Hi.
Oh, what's up? Good?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We did the Odd Colony open mic tonight.
We sure did.
That was awesome.
That was dope.
When did you and Olivia Searcy start doing BTB?
I don't really remember. I know it was in February because every once in a while I'll get a reminder and I'll be like, damn, we forgot to make an anniversary show again. So we've never had like an anniversary show. I think we might as well just wait till it's 5 years.
Yeah.
I think that'll be next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
2 different venues though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What does the BTB stand for?
Well, we started at Big Top Brewing, so you know the BTB. But we were in the car, and I was like, "Oh my God, we should call ourselves BTB." And then like Big Titty Bitches, and we were like Big Titty Bitches. And then we were like, "Well, we could put it under the guise of Big Top Brewing because that's where we were doing our comedy at."
Nice.
But we ain't there no more.
So it's like just Big Titty Bitches.
Yeah, no, we just say BTB, and you know, it's yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. I like it. When did you start doing comedy?
Right before the pandemic, at the end of 2019. Am I supposed to look right here?
No, you can
I'm
just
looking
talk.
at
It don't
you.
matter. Cameras, yeah. Just, you can look at me. You can just talk.
Okay.
Don't even, the camera's not even there.
Okay.
Don't pay attention to it. Yeah, we're just chilling.
Okay.
So when did you start doing comedy again?
And I started doing comedy at the end of 2019, right before the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Do you remember your first show? The
I
first open mic you did?
I do.
How'd it go?
It wasn't great. I was talking about this man wanting to butter my rolls.
That made me laugh.
Yeah. It wasn't that funny though.
That was the first joke you ever wrote?
Well, it wasn't a joke. It was just I was so there's guys that like are like obsessively, well, they fetishize big women.
Yeah.
So like they be wanting you to do weird shit and like eat shit and like butter your rolls. So I was just
out there. I'm not
talking about that. Yeah, it was like this guy I met on Tinder. It was, I guess it was pretty traumatic. I didn't remember it till now. I guess I just blocked it out because when somebody's like, "Let me butter your rolls," you don't want to think about that.
and also the balls on this guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know how confident you have to be like, all right, I think I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, so that was my first open mic. Probably shouldn't have talked about that.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. Butter your rolls. It's good. I mean, my first open mic, I just wore a t-shirt of Cheech and Chong, and then I just talked about my shirt for like 3 minutes, and it was awful. And then I finally wrote a joke my second time, and I got a laugh. And
That's all you need.
Holy shit.
That's
And I was
it.
like, I think I can do this. I was the first joke I ever wrote was this morning, it was like, I'm new to comedy, I've just started, so I feel like when it comes to this whole comedy thing, I'm still getting my feet wet, which is exactly what I told my girlfriend this morning when she woke up with my toe in her pussy. I was like, hey girl, I'm just trying to get my feet wet. That was the first thing I ever wrote, and it got probably not the laugh I thought it got, maybe just like it probably just got a what the fuck did he just say kind of laugh, but that was enough for me to be like, hey, I think I can do
I'm
something.
doing this for the rest of my life.
Because when I say it out loud again after 8 years, I'm like, that's awful. That's not.
But at the time you were like, that's gold.
Yeah, I'm 20 years old, and I'm like, I'm the next Dave Chappelle. I have no idea. So yeah, that was fucking not fun. Do you remember how long it took you till you got booked on a show?
It was actually my 6th time on stage, yeah.
Damn.
And after that, then the pandemic happened, so then I just didn't do comedy for like 7 months.
Did you do any Zoom shows? Nothing
No.
Like that? Okay, I did a few of those.
How was that?
Terrible.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
bad.
thought. It's not great.
Yeah, no, it was
Comedy
the most
online
awkward.
sounds... It sounds shitty.
It was really bad. The crazy part was the one Zoom show I really remember doing was Thomas Finley booked a Zoom show through the University of South Alabama. Like, students paid for online tickets, and then we saw all their little squares on the computer screen just watching us, all mics muted. So like, I'd hit a joke and it is dead silent, but there's 100 faces like. And you just see someone like drinking out of a Sonic cup. And you're like, this sucks.
Oh my god, that sounds what?
It was so bad. It was terrible.
How the fuck did Thomas get that gig?
He used to be, dude. Thomas had that was so funny. Yeah, the Zoom shows are awful. You don't want any part of that. So, what's the furthest you've ever traveled to do stand-up?
Alaska.
Alaska?
Yeah.
Badass. How long were you there?
4 days.
Was it for a festival?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What's the festival?
Alaska Before You Die.
Alaska Before You Die? Nice. Badass. Did you see any, did you go hiking or anything?
Well, I was gonna do a tour for the Northern Lights or whatever, but then after one of the shows, we were on the rooftop of the bar, and one of the comedians was like, "Holy shit!" So everyone looks up, and it's right there, and then I just started crying in front of these people I met yesterday.
About beautiful ones?
It was
Dude.
it was on my bucket list, and I never thought I'm poor as fuck. I never thought I was gonna be able to cross anything off of my bucket list. That's the only thing I have marked off of my bucket list. So I was up there I did it, bitch.
Awesome.
It was amazing, and they're just, I don't know what they thought,
Dude.
but I didn't care. I was just weeping.
Mine's not even as cool as yours. I did that in North Carolina a couple months ago because I woke up early in the morning and I got out of my hotel. I just did a show headlining. I'm on the road. I made good money. I'm living the dream. And then I smoke a couple bowls in my car. Then I get in my car and I'm driving through all these mountains. And then I was listening to this song. It was so beautiful. And then I just saw this little waterfall shooting down these rocks on the side of the interstate.
This is it.
And I just broke down crying.
Yep,
I was
this is
like,
it.
I'm never going back home. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever been a part of in my life.
I have so many of those moments, bro. I swear, like being like I never went to the laughing school before, so I got to perform at the laughing school on Saturday.
Oh, you just did it?
I just did it.
Nice. How'd it go?
It was amazing. It was so dope.
Hell yeah.
And then I come back. I have to work the next morning, and I come back and I'm just sitting at my desk eating fucking roasted peanuts, and I was like. Everyone was just telling me how amazing I was, and like now you're mad at me because I didn't give you. Okay.
Yeah, no, the ups and downs.
It's so weird.
Crazy.
It's so weird.
So you can be like one day opening for a person on SNL, and then like the next day performing in what used to be a Chevron. And you're getting paid like $40.
But I'm still gonna be there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still gonna be there, bitch. I hate it, but I love it.
Shit's wild. Have you ever taken your pig with you on the road?
No, he's too big.
It's too big.
Yeah, he's big as fuck.
How long have you had your pig's name's Hambo?
Hambo.
How long have you had Hambo?
I've had Hambo going on 9 years now.
9 years?
Yeah.
That's awesome. How long do pigs live to?
17 to 20.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I got a whole kid, bro.
Hell yeah, he's like 31.
Still at the house.
Nice. That's awesome. Is it difficult owning a pig in the... How far was you?
Every time Hambo has gotten it out or like, you know, gone up the street or something, like I can't make him do shit. Like this nigga like 300 pounds. I can't make him do nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, come here, boy. And he don't give a fuck. Like he's eating acorns. He's having the best time.
Yeah.
So every time he's gotten out, it's been, I think 4 times now. I drive up the street to the gas station, tears pouring down my face, and I buy 3 apples. And there's been one person that has seen me 3 times.
Buying 3 apples?
Crying and buying apples. I've always wondered what they thought was going on.
Like you're the loneliest school teacher in town buying your own apples for yourself, putting them on your desk.
Bruh. But yeah, apples are the only thing that can like get him to come out.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What does he normally eat?
It's normal shit. Like whatever I have, if I got fruits and stuff, he'll eat that. But
Oh,
I
shit.
don't keep apples at the house.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to get used to it.
Yeah.
You know, because I know that gets him where I need him to be, so I can't just give it to him every day. So like,
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
So like he'll get carrots and he likes pineapple, grapes. He actually picks those off with his mouth. He won't eat the stem.
Really?
It's so crazy to watch.
That's
like
weird.
he peels oranges.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can you teach pigs tricks?
Yeah, he knows tricks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I know nothing about pigs.
He's like in between a cat and a dog.
Yeah.
Like not as much maintenance as a dog, but like he's like middle maintenance. Like every once in a while he'll be like, "So, Shawty, you gonna rub my belly?" Or
Yeah.
and with them most of the time he's just like, "Alright, I'm going to bed," and I'm like, "Okay, man, I'll see you tomorrow."
Nice.
Yeah, he's pretty chill.
Hell yeah.
He potty trained himself. Like
9
Yeah.
years.
that's the homie.
What inspired you to get Hambo?
Well, I had this whole idea for my family when I was like 12, 13. I was gonna get a little Asian baby, and his name was gonna be Dave. And I was gonna get a pet pig, and her name was gonna be Pumpkin. But you know, life happens, and things happen
I'm saying
differently.
you said an Asian baby
Yeah.
and a pet pig.
An Asian baby and a pet pig. I would tell my mom I'm gonna dress him in suits. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I never saw myself like with a husband. I was like, well, I'm gonna give him when I get my Asian baby and my pig, bitch. I made it.
Here's my Asian baby. Dave. He's already got a pocket protector and
A fucking mom.
drinking black coffee.
Yeah, I don't know why that was a thing, but
So I had an imaginary friend growing up who was just my twin brother, exact lookalike, named Taco. So, you know, weirder things have happened. I was that lonely.
oh, shit.
Playing basketball outside with Taco, my twin brother, who doesn't exist.
This is like autism.
Yeah, something's going on for sure. I got it. I know that.
I'm like, every comedian I meet, I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
you don't have any mental problems? And they're like, no, I'm perfectly fine. I'm like, okay.
No, I do that. You ever write anything down on paper? Or like in your phone or anything?
In my phone.
Yeah, okay.
I lost 2 notebooks already and it was too much hurt.
Do you just like write down like the idea and you know where you want to go with it?
Yeah.
Or, okay, yeah. I'm pretty much, yeah, I've gotten to the point now it's like, I kind of just like, here's the idea, and then I'll put a bunch of little stars, and if I come up with any kind of like straight up punchline or tag, I'll just fill out those stars so I have like a bunch of different
Oh, I
options
like
to cycle
that.
through. But yeah, I don't really like sit and write like, because I feel like when I first started it was like
Sitting and
everything I
writing.
was gonna say on stage is
Yeah.
on paper, word for word, just like 3 pages.
And that shit's never funny.
No.
Like, if I sit and write, like, I understand it as like an exercise, but practical, I don't think it's practical. Because
Yeah.
if I sit down and I make myself write, that shit's whack as fuck. Like, all my funniest things come from conversations with people.
Yeah.
Or like, I'll be driving in the car and I'm high as fuck and it'll just be a thought that pops into my head and I'm like, that's some funny shit. Like, sitting there and being like, be funny. Like, that's,
Yeah.
it's never really that funny.
Nah. And then also it's like if you're too like by the book, you sound like a robot on stage. Because you're like going through all these words you have to remember in your head. Instead of like, you really only need to remember the setup and the punchline, all the other shit, just be, you know, you'll find it. You'll find how it's supposed to work. And then eventually you'll figure out, okay, this is how it needs to be said through like doing it 30 times, you know what I mean? Like, because I remember the first time I heard you do the joke about the arsenic and the makeup, it was like a little different the first time, like 3 times.
It wasn't
and then you
that
found
great,
it,
and then
like,
I finally
yeah.
found it, and I was like, this shit is fire. Yeah.
That took rules. So this is a day in the laugh because I usually have the guests tell a crazy event or day that happened to them, or it doesn't have to be. It can be whatever. It can be the most depressing story you've ever had in your life. It just has to be a moment in your life that we shine a spotlight on that you think is interesting.
I was in Seattle, and
What year was this?
last year,
Okay. So like
or maybe the year before last.
defunded police Seattle.
I think so. It was either last year or the year before. It was either a year or 2 years ago. And I get my rental cars on Turo because like they cost less. And it's just like some nigga that's like, hey, yeah, you can use my shit. Give me give me $60. And I'm like, yeah, I bet. So the car that I got from Turo, it broke down and I was like, what the fuck? So like I had to deal with all this shit. I missed like 2 of my shows and I was all fucking sad about it. And I didn't know about public transportation. The hotel that I was at, it had like a train link like connected to it.
Oh.
But bitch, like this is Pensacola.
Exactly.
Like our bus stops running at 7 p.m. type shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking like, oh, I can just use this beautiful railway system and get to my show. I didn't know. But I finally, you know, got used to taking that and I felt like a little city girl. I just remember like recording. I was like recording myself on the train and like outside and stuff.
It's like a dude shooting out in the background. Like,
and when I like looked, there around, people were just like looking at me like, bitch, why are you recording this shit? And I was like, this is beautiful. Like, but because I'm so sad about like missing my shows and stuff, I like hop on Tinder and I match with this guy. The finest motherfucker I've seen, like, just ever. And I was like, oh my god, like, this has to be a catfish. Okay. So I start like texting him, and he was like, yeah, you know, I'm just in town, you know, I drive trucks, this, that, and the other. Like, you can come see me tonight if you want to. And I was like, do I go see this strange man tonight? It's 3 a.m.
And it's, where at? Where is he trying to meet?
He told me that he's parked at a warehouse.
Oh my god, you're gonna die.
And he gave me the location.
And that's how they get you with attractive people. It's just like in Taken. Right? It's a smooth, suave European guy. It's like, nothing can be wrong. Look at their chins. Like, and then you die.
He was so fine, bro. So I get my Uber and I, you know, type in the Addy. And I'm off.
Oh, God.
And we get there and it's like this empty parking lot.
Oh,
it's
God.
dark as fuck. We took like 2 back roads to get to
well, that does sound like the kind of porn I watch. It's starting off pretty good, actually. If I'm at home with bed, comfortable watching on my iPad.
So we take 2 back roads. We get to this little back warehouse, and there's a single light, one single light in the parking lot that's shining above
his truck.
A single 18-wheeler.
God. Your heart's racing.
And I am like, what the fuck am I doing right now?
I should have masturbated.
So the car stops and I'm about to get out and my Uber driver looks back and he was like, hey, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm good.
You know, they were just like, I'm gonna be fuck out of here before we both get murdered. Bye, bitch.
So he drops me off and I'm just like walking towards this truck and I'm like, what the fuck am I really doing right now? I'm in a whole nother city. Nobody knows that I'm going to the strange man's vehicle at 3 a.m. So I'm like just standing there and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And then he opens up the door, same beautiful man, right? And then when I peek into his like truck cabin, he's in there playing fucking Budokai, bro. Like, what the fuck? Dragon Ball. And I was like, yo, let me hop on the sticks. So we played fucking, we just fought for a little bit. And then he was like, so you wanna like, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, what made you came over here? Like, I could have killed you. And I was like, yeah, I thought about that. And he was like, man, you're real cool. And we still talk to this day, like that's the homie.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
I could have definitely been murdered.
Oh my god.
And he's also from Florida.
What the
Just
fuck?
2 people from Florida meeting in Seattle and, you know, fucking in a warehouse parking lot.
Mortal Kombat finishing moves. Took your life.
But that shit was, it was scary, but it was beautiful.
Dude, you know your Uber driver woke up that next morning
and looking at
like
news.
Started like descriptions of you. Just like woman dies in this area. Just like he's still to this day gets
he
a
thinks
driver.
I'm gone.
He's like, man, let me tell you, one time man, he probably goes to church again. Cause he's like, I could have saved her and I did nothing because I'm a coward. And he's probably like, oh man, you probably changed his life. Dude.
That was probably the most reckless thing I've done in my entire life. And but it just ended up very well.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Giant
dick.
Oh, okay, nice.
Okay.
Cool, yeah. I don't know.